Thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I wanted to share something that's been on my mind in a respectful and constructive way. I take my role here very seriously and always try to approach my work with dedication, responsibility, and teamwork while meeting deadlines. Recently, I've noticed that most of our communication has been very brief and very task focused, usually through short emails or quick instructions. While I understand what's being asked of me, the tone has felt a bit distant over time. That's led me to feel uncertain about my performance and whether I'm meeting expectations or if my work is being valued. Because of that uncertainty, I felt less confident speaking up or asking questions, and it's affected my comfort level and productivity. I don't believe that there's any negative intent behind this, but I do think perception plays a role in how messages are received. I wanted to bring this up because I care about my work here and about having clear, open communication so I can continue contributing effectively.
Hello, Mr. Ocasio. I hope you're well. I would like to thank you for voicing your concerns and thoughts in such a direct and constructive way. I do value your opinions, your feedback, and the dedication um, to making our work environment a better place. Please know that grit does not go unnoticed by our team. As a supervisor, my primary responsibility is to maintain the team on task and focus. And I do this through brief task focused interactions in the workplace. However, there's always room for change. And there are three uh, measures that I have taken and will go in effect as of today. The first one is that we won't be communicating any work related um, information during outside of work hours. We're gonna stay within work hours, and whatever we cannot solve today, we will solve it tomorrow. The second change that I would like to make is I'm gonna attach some instructions and extra information so that it can help you feel more secure and focus on your job instead of any perceptions that I have probably um, built unconsciously. Okay, um, I would like to keep our work environment um, as productive as possible. And the third change that I'm going to make is, uh, first of all, to apologize. I would like to apologize to you and um, say that I'm sorry if I made you feel any way when I corrected and provided some feedback while your colleagues were present. It was not made to offend you in any way. However, from now on, any feedback that I provide, I will provide it in private. And if you ever need a mediator, I would like to let you know that my supervisor is available as well. Open communication is essential to avoid misunderstandings in the workplace. Conversations such as this one are imperative to strengthening our relationship as a team. I welcome you to keep our dialogue open, and I'm going to prevent mishaps in the future. We must work together in harmony. And for this reason, I have an open door policy. You can also call me at any time. I am here to help you and help you succeed. And I thank you for those 20 plus years. All that work, skills, dedication is appreciated. Thank you so much. My best regards. Have a great day. Take care, Mr. Ocasio.
Thank you so much for taking my concerns to heart and truly coming to a resolution for each of my concerns. I want to say thank you for your time, and I believe that with due time and with us having this face to face, I believe that this will work out to the best as it can.
Based on the scenario that was just presented, Here is my analysis from the perspective of an unbiased mediator. In this scenario, several key interpersonal communication concepts were demonstrated. One major concept was perception, as the supervisor's brief and task-focused communication style was intended to be efficient, but was perceived by the employee as distanced and unpersonal. The difference between intention and interpretation highlights how the meaning is created by the receiver, not just the sender. You can see this in this scenario as one thing that was meant to just promote productivity was not meant to grow hostility, made someone else question their self-worth, which feeds into the next concept I would like to mention, which is self-concept and identity communication. Giancarlo, the employee, began to question their value and performance due to the lack of relational communication and validation from his supervisor. This shows how everyday workplace interactions not only shape our personal identity, but our overall self-worth and the people we are once we clock out. Emotional communication was very evident, as feelings of uncertainty that affected the employee's confidence did not stop him from speaking up, as these concerns mattered enough to him to mention it to a supervisor and eventually in front of a mediator. You can also see this from our supervisor, Janet, who shows lots of empathy and remorse, even stating that his grit does not go unnoticed, and he's in fact a very appreciated employee at said company. Another thing they both demonstrate is assertive communication, as the employee respectfully voiced his concerns without any aggression or placing blame, while the supervisor responded by acknowledging the feedback and clearly outlining 3 different ways she plans to change in the future. The supervisor also engaged in perception checking by recognizing how their communication may have been received despite their original intentions and the effects that can have on another person. The supervisor's response included interpersonal boundaries. The boundary being set by the supervisor to the employee was to only communicate work-related matters during their contracted hours. This boundary supports role management while also promoting a healthier work-life balance. Additionally, when giving feedback, the supervisor will pull the employee off to the side so that they can have a personal conversation one-on-one, rather than in front of a whole group. This is meant to reduce any feelings of shame, anxiety, or embarrassment that can happen when you're called out in front of a group. I'm sure we've all experienced that before, and we all know how small it can make you feel. Finally, the supervisor decided that they will be clarifying expectations by agreeing to provide more detailed instructions with assignments. This is meant to reduce any uncertainty about the assignment and increase task confidence. This feeds in to their want to improve productivity and task focus in the workplace. This exchange also reflects constructive feedback and ethical communication skills. The supervisor took full accountability and responsibility for their past words and actions and commits to delivering feedback privately with a mediator, which demonstrates face-saving communication and respect for the employee's dignity. Overall, these efforts help shift the interaction toward a more supportive communication climate, showing effective communication management and a willingness to improve their working relationship. As a mediator, I am very proud of my employee, Giancarlo, and my other employee, supervisor, Janet. I was not aware of her behavior in the office before this and how it was making our other team members feel, so I will be keeping an eye on her to make sure that the changes discussed are actually implemented.